everyone, it's Brennan. Welcome to my channel and welcome to another video. Today I have my January TBR. If you watched my December wrap-up, it's the same coffee, just a different outfit. 2021. So, my Goodreads goal for this year is 80 books. I read 88 books in 2020. I think I can do 80 pretty easily this year, hopefully. So the thing that will be different with 2021 is that I will be a grad student for the entire year. And last year, I didn't start my program until August. But I still did fine with my reading between August and December. So I'm hoping that I'll just be able to keep at it. If not, that's okay, and I might just lower my goal as the year progresses, but we'll see. So I think for each of my TBRs this year, I want to put 8 books on it. And then that would put me at 96 books for the year if I can read them all, and that would be incredible. At one point last year, I thought I was going at such a rate that I could break 100 books by the end of the year, but then I started playing a lot of Animal Crossing, and my summer months just weren't the best with reading, but I want to change that for this year. But you're not here to hear about my plans for the year. We're going to get into all the books I plan to read in January. First and foremost, I want to finish Rhythm of War by Brandon Sanderson. I should be able to do that pretty easily. I have about 240 pages left. So I'm hoping in the next couple days I can finish this. It's January 4th when I'm filming this, and if I can start out my year with a 1,000 plus page book, that would be so excellent. This is so good so far. This is the 4th book in Brandon Sanderson's Stormlight Archives. We are continuing on with our war, society, conflicts from the first 3 books in this series. It's a world where there has been a never-ending cycle of these cataclysmic, they're called desolations in the story. This world is just so interesting. There's magic that relies on stormlight, hence the Stormlight Archive. And there's just a lot of world building that goes on. There are different peoples, both racially and different species of people. It's so good. I'm loving this book. I love Kaladin. He's my favorite character. He starts out the series as a slave. He's been a surgeon in training, and then he kind of got conscripted to go into a more petty war, and now he's our boy. He's going to save us all, but I don't want to put all that pressure on him because he also has a lot of personal issues. There's a lot of mental health discussions in this book, and it's just so good. I could go on and on. So I'm currently reading Rhythm of War. I'm also currently reading on Kindle TheOne by John Mars. This is a science fiction thriller. Okay, so the premise of this is that a gene has been discovered and it finds your soulmate for you. Like, you only share this gene with one other person. And it's kind of been turned into a dating service. Obviously, it's caused a lot of tension. A lot of marriages have been broken up. A lot of people who are heterosexual are paired with someone of the same sex. And you follow in this book 5 different perspectives. Each of them has their own story with this app. You follow a serial killer who has been matched with someone. You follow younger people using this service. You follow older people using this service. And I actually think this is going to be turned into a TV show, which I can 100% see. The chapters in this are so short. Like, I'm halfway through this book, but the chapter is like chapter 52. And I can really see how a show, like one episode, could just touch on all of the different characters and just the little, like, snippets of their journey with this service. It's really interesting. I'm liking it a lot so far. And then my current audiobook is The Girl in the Tower by Catherine Arden. This is the 2nd book in her Winter Night trilogy. It picks up pretty much right after the 1st book, which it's a Russian-inspired fantasy. You follow your main character, Vasya. She's an amazing, strong, great female character. She's about 15 when the 1st book ends. And in the 2nd book, I think we're going to spend more time traveling, like we have followed Vasya's sister in Moscow a little bit right at the beginning, and one of her brothers, Sasha, who is a monk, so he does a lot of traveling, and it's really good. It's like Russian family fantasy. The plot of it is their traditional Russian spirits are kind of clashing with the new religion, which is like Catholicism, and it's causing issues. It's really good. The first book, The Bear and the Nightingale, was one of my favorite books of 2020. Okay, going off that, I would also like to finish up that trilogy and read The Winter of the Witch this month. I'm sure it will be great. I've heard that the series ends very satisfyingly, and I am just really excited to stay in this world and see what they're going to do. They have such problems right now. I love good problems in my books. Okay, and the next Kindle book I want to read is the second Zodiac Academy book. It's called Ruthless. What a name. This is a new adult. I would definitely call this new adult fantasy romance series. And in this world, you have elemental abilities based on your zodiac signs. So like if you're a water sign, you definitely have like the elemental ability to control water, but some people have multiple abilities. And in the first book, The Awakening, we follow a set of twins. They're Geminis, and they have been living in the normal world, and then they get pulled into this Fae world to take their rightful place as heirs to this society, but they've never heard of it before, and people are very mean to them. They start at the Zodiac Academy to try to control their powers, learn more about the society that they're supposed to rule, and they meet some boys who are bullies, but they're also very attractive. So, you know, go into this just knowing that. Going off that, I would also like to read the third book in the Zodiac Academy, and that is The Reckoning. These books are by Caroline Peckham and Suzanne Valenti. I think I'm saying those right. So I would like to continue with this series because I'm so far behind. So one of my friends, Reagan, has read the whole series, and she was waiting on the 6th book to come out. It came out on Christmas Day. And then my other friend, Kelsey, has binge read 5 of them just back to back to back to back. And now I'm so far behind because I've only read the first one. So I would like to read the next 2 in the series this month. And since I think I can finish Rhythm of War pretty quick this month, I want to read Kingdom of Ash. It might take me a little longer than January, hopefully not. I think it's like 900 some pages. This is the final book in Sarah J. Maas's Throne of Glass series. I've put it off because I just let other books get in the way. I read the second to last book in August of 2020, and I just haven't picked up Kingdom of Ash. I got into like the thriller mystery books in fall, and then I had a couple more Christmassy books I wanted to read in winter. Now it's time. Oh, and then Rhythm of War kind of took my attention. But now it's time to finish this series. I've talked about it a few times on my channel. This is a young adult fantasy series. We start out following Selena Sardothian. She is an assassin. She's been a slave, but now she has a chance to enter back into society by becoming the king's champion, basically in this competition to see who the more ruthless killer can be. There is a magic in this world, but it's been repressed for a decade or so, and we learn more about how that happened, why that happened. There are Fae in this world, which are like these very powerful beings that can live a long time. I shouldn't say beings, I mean they're kind of like humans, and like you can definitely have romance with the Fae. I feel like if I say Fae in a series, you should just know there's a lot of romance in it. There's a lot of romance in this. Several different relationships. It's really good. There are witches. There are magical creatures. There's traveling. There's war. There's a good time. And the last book I'm putting on my TBR this month is Verity by Colleen Hoover. I mentioned this in my 21 books I want to read in 2021. This is the only physical Colleen Hoover book I own, and I believe it's more of a thriller with a romance aspect to it. And I believe this follows an author who is going to be ghostwriting for this other popular author who had something happen, like maybe she had a stroke or something, and now she can't write books anymore. And I think maybe the house that they live in is creepy, and then the current author starts a relationship with that author's husband. I'm sure, because it's Colleen Hoover, it will be so dramatic, so messy, and so interesting. I can read a Colleen Hoover book in a couple days. I just cannot put them down. So I'm hoping to get to Verity this month. Okay, those are the 8 books that I would like to read in January. Let me know down below what you're starting your year off reading. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next one.